Hi there, welcome to Creative Nature Adventures. My name's Danielle, and today we're going to talk about flower anatomy, or at least what I know about flowers. Spring is in full bloom, and yes, the pun is always intended. And summer's going to be here soon, and we're going to see flowers everywhere. And I know a lot of people, when they want to draw vegetation, it's always the flowers. Why not? They're beautiful. So we're just going to talk about parts in the flower and kind of dig up the back in your brain. I don't know if it was middle school or high school that we all learned this, the parts of the flower. I think it was high school. Oh God, that was so long for me. I don't remember. So this is a hibiscus flower, okay? And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Okay, now botanists absolutely love terms. Okay, so if this were a lily, you actually have 6 what you think are petals. 3 are actual petals, and then 3 are what they call sepals. And they look exactly like the petals, same size, same color. The difference is where they come out of the receptacle. Okay, so these guys right here are sepals. This is the receptacle. Here's your stem. You know, if you really want to get into learning the piece parts of flowers, there is no shortage of people who want to teach it to you. And if you have a local native plant society, I definitely think you should become part of that. And you can learn a lot from those people. I myself, no botanist. I do love plants and flowers. I'm more of an insect gal, but I do love figuring out the connection with pollinators and plants. So that's the thing that fascinates me. So by default, I really have become interested in plants lately. I also am taking a class through the great courses called, I think, Botany for Everyone or Everyday Botany. Anyway, again, there are no shortage of tools out there for you to learn. You don't have to go back to school and take a college level course. I did take botany in college. Again, it's a long time ago. So if you don't use it, you forget about it. You forget the terms, you forget all of that good stuff. So we've talked about the petals, okay, and the receptacle. What I wanted to go through today was the actual reproductive part of the plant, because to me, this is the really cool part of plants. How they make new plants, and the way they do that is to me is just amazing. So as you know, most plants, which this would be considered a eudicot or a dicot, I think they call them eudicots now, you can find the male and female parts of the plant on a lot of different flowers. Sometimes they'll have only the male parts, sometimes they'll have only the female parts. But basically what's happening is they're attracting through either color, through smell, through visual. Like I said, the color, insects a lot of times actually see different color patterns than we do. They have a wider spectrum of vision. And they will come, and a lot of times they're going for the nectar. A lot of times there are nectaries down here, or they're coming for the pollen. So what they do is they're climbing all over here, they're picking up pollen on their little fuzzy bodies, or they're eating it or collecting it. A lot of times when you see honeybees, they have baskets on their back leg. They have little fuzzy yellow parts on their back leg. They're actually taking the pollen back to the hive. And then this is the stigma. So this is the female part of the plant. So what happens is the pollinator gets these all stuck on him or her, because most honeybees, well, actually, yeah, most, not all, but the ones that will be collecting food are females. They go to the next flower, and then as they're starting to come back to look in here, a lot of times the stigma, which is this part up here, is sticky. So it'll grab the pollen, and then the sperm will actually go whoop, down into the ovary and create whatever it's going to create. So we're gonna draw this, and I'm going to actually pull part of this away so that you can actually see. So see how this gets a little bigger? That's actually the ovary. So let's do that. So here we've got the ovary. Okay, we have the receptacle and the sepals that are coming out. Okay, and then the stem. From this, you're going to have the style. So this is the tube that goes up. And then this particular one has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stigma. So I'm gonna draw in the 5. Okay. So we've got 3 that kind of go this way, 2 that go this way. And they have these fuzzy heads. Now, this is just, I picked the hibiscus because, well, 2 things. 1, actually 3. I have this in my yard. Number 2, it's large enough to show you all the piece parts. Once you start to get in those tiny, tiny things, it's hard for me to show you stuff. And number 3, I will throw this to our resident gopher tortoise who absolutely loves to eat these things. So here's our stigma up here. This is our style. This is the ovary. This is your sepals. Okay. And if I were to, you know, this would be where the petal comes out. All right, now on some plants, the male part, oh, I'm sorry. So all of this together, these parts are the pistil. Oh my gosh, forgot the T. This is the pistil. This is the female part of the plant. Okay. On the male parts, sometimes they will come from the bottom up. But on this particular plant, on this hibiscus, all of these are your male parts. So you have a filament and then the anther. So that's where the pollen is. This is the anther, and that holds the pollen. So this is the male part. This is what holds the sperm. This is a filament. Together, they make the stamen. And it has the word men in it. So again, going back to high school, how do you remember these things? And this is the male part. So again, you are going to find a plethora of different structures in flowers, but you will always be able to find one, either the male parts or female parts in said flower. So that's just a really quick overview of at least the reproductive parts of the flowers. And I hope that you go out and start looking at these, even at, I don't know, grocery stores where they have the flowers for arrangements. You could actually just go in and buy some of those and take them apart. What I would suggest too is buy a loop. So the loop is just a magnifying glass, a very small magnifying glass. You can use a magnifying glass too. The loop is very small. Sometimes they call it a jeweler's loop. And I carry one with me all the time. I think mine is 10 times. And anything that I look at, like I said, I like insects. So I carry it because some of those guys are really itty bitty. This is something that you can get for like $5 to $10. Again, you can go on Amazon and look up loop. I'm not a huge fan of Amazon, but they definitely have them because they're, or you can go to, let's see, it's BioQuip, which has specialized entomologist gear. I believe Carolina Biological might have them. And then I think Acorn Naturalist, they might have them. Acorn Naturalist, if you are an educator, well, even if you're not, I absolutely love this place. It has a lot of good educational stuff, but these are the places that if you're looking for a loop and you do not want to get it through Amazon, these places should have them. Okay, well, I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. So make sure that you go to my Facebook page on Creative Nature Adventures and post your pictures. Post maybe a picture of the plant or the flower that you're doing, and then a picture of how you found all of these piece parts. All right. Happy sketching.